also curious, Kendrick, did you have any struggle points? Because I don't know if people think about the experience of the consultants or the coaches
Mm,
and like really wanting to support people. And there is a whole coach experience too, and really
right.
wanting to take people through that intentionality. Did you have any of those struggle
Um,
points?
so to your point, actually, I think one thing I was going to highlight is how Jason was consistent.
Mm,
And as a struggle point, it's like when people aren't consistent. And then it's also this dynamic where folks come to the space, and I think we can all have expectations, even if they're very loose expectations. And but those expectations also impact how people show up in terms of what
mhm,
they're willing to give or not willing to
mm,
give and whatnot. And so I think sometimes that particular piece of it, because I think me and you would, Charmaine would come in and we was okay, let's have this conversation. Let's go. And then it's like, well, what y'all want was come up. Have you dug into the material? And it's like, yeah, we haven't really had an opportunity to look at the material. And yeah, there's not anything really going on right now, but we know we could survey whatever and be like, we know there's some other things that come on or could be explored. But to the point of recognizing that when you're managing, when you're actually in it, you're at work and you're trying to manage all these things, you know what I'm saying? It's also this prioritizing. And so I think that's another dynamic, especially doing this type of work is often people aren't prioritizing
mhm,
this learning these type of skills or learning these type of dynamics because they do challenge you to show up in
mhm,
a very personal way.
mhm,
And
mm,
so with that, that can be the challenge of like, okay, we're here because some level we want to be here, but then it's just like, how much do we really want to jump into this and whatnot? I think that was for me the challenge at times.
mm,
I think to add to that, it's like for me just watching those moments where it was just us three, and I'm like, maybe some people are not ready at this time,
Yeah.
and talked about prioritizing because I know some of our coworkers there's always crisis like in the work that we do in
mhm,
social service, so I understand that part and the mod things like that can hold us up, but I feel like for this group, I always made this a priority because I needed that coaching to help me get through all this crisis.
Yeah.
You know, if I needed another voice to get me through that day. And as we can continue to just have a pile of crisis, like one thing after the other to bring us down, or we can figure ways out to help alleviate all of that stuff. And
mhm,
that's what I appreciated with like just showing up. And I kept texting people like, hey, there's another group. Hope to see you there
yep,
because they would be the same coworkers that I'd pull aside and just like, "Hey, what's going on? Do you need assistance with any of this stuff?" Because I knew how that was when I was a first time director, and I was just like, "Oh man, we didn't have an option to have a cohort like this, or even support groups that we do have now." I think we've definitely had to go through the process and figure out what's not working to have things come into fruition. So I think
mhm.
that's been helpful on my end.